All right, so the last video I did about lips ended up being about a half hour. So if you want to watch me draw these lips, you can go check that out. But I told you the sketchbook is 10 minutes, so I'm going to try to keep this video in that time frame. So here's 4 things that I keep in the back of my head as I'm drawing my lips. Number 1, lips are 2 cylinders. So here's a cylinder. Basically, I'm thinking about lips being like that, but 1, 2 of them. Bottom lip. Your bottom lip is always going to be bigger, and it's going to be noticeably bigger. The bottom lip is big. That's it. That's all. People complain about that all the time. Sorry, bottom lip is big. If you don't drop big, it's going to look funny. Number 3, mark your highlights. Know where you're going to put your highlights before you start shading. And number 4, lips have texture, so you're going to actually put those texture lines in there. So let's get started and see if we can't do this in under 10 minutes. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw basically a small T, small, wide, fat, wide, lowercase t. So there I have my lowercase t, and I'm going to draw a shape that looks like this. I'll show you on the back of here. So my T, I have a T drawn, kind of looks like that. And then that's just going to tell me where, that's going to help me shape my lips. So it's not necessarily the shape of my lips, but it's going to help me. So when I shape my lips, the bottom lip or the top lip is going to start below that line, and then the shape of the lips is going to come up like that. So that's going to be the shape of my top lip. And then I'm going to put that Cupid's bow like right at the top, and then it's going to come down like that. And then I'm going to decide how big my mouth is going to be open, and then my bottom lip is going to be, I can actually measure with my thumb and the top of this pencil. I'm going to measure that top lip. I'm going to come down, and then I'm going to extend. So I'm going to make my bottom lip about that big. So my bottom lip, the inside of the bottom lip is going to be right here. And then the outside of that bottom lip is going to be like right there. So this is the inside of my mouth. And do not, this is the mistake people make. Like they complain about teeth, trying to draw teeth. Don't draw your teeth. You're going to draw everything around your teeth. Here's what I see a lot, and it looks like goofy. They do this. Don't do that. It's going to look like you stuck chiclets in your mouth. So we don't want that. But this is the shape that I'm shooting for when I draw this mouth. So I can already tell that my curve of my lips is not as pronounced as it was on that green piece of paper. But everybody's mouth is different. And just so you know, also, I have on my computer screen right now, I'm looking at a picture of a mouth. So my goal today is not going to be to make that mouth, make my drawing look like the picture I'm looking at, but it just kind of helps me remember everything. I'll measure that. Oh, go down a little bit more. There we go. All right, I'm already 4 minutes in. But some of that was talking in the beginning. It doesn't count. There we go. That looks almost comical. So I'm going to shrink that bottom lip a little bit. Cut it in. There we go. Actually, that top lip is what looks ridiculous. So I'm constantly reevaluating my drawing. There we go. Shrink that top lip. I'm rushing, that's why. Okay, here we go. Now, shading the lips. So I'm going to shade this like a cylinder, like this. So underneath here is going to be dark, but then this is also going to be dark because there's a shadow being cast by that. But before I do that, I do want to mark where that highlight's going to be. And that highlight is going to follow the contour of the lip, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like an even shape, because your highlights are not, it's not the shape of the lip, it's actually the shape of the light that's hitting the lip. So I've got a highlight here, a highlight here, a highlight here. Let's giddy up. Can you still see that? Yeah, okay, good. So I'm going to start by shading this. And I'm going to lighten up as I get towards that highlight. All right. And when I do my lines this way, again, just like when we shaded our cylinders in class, we want to follow the contour of the form. So I want to follow that curve of the lip. I'm not just drawing straight lines. So here I'm following the horizontal contour. And I'm going to imagine that the light is coming more from this direction, so the right side of this drawing is going to be a little bit darker than the left. 7 minutes. Go, 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 go. And I'm going to go back through and I can darken that in later, but I am going to curve those and start to put some of those values in using the curved lines so that I can get that texture. And then I'm going to curve them the other way. I actually did that on my last one too. I forgot to change direction. I think it's because I'm like peeking around the camera, so it actually changes like my perception. All right, there we go. 9 minutes. Shoot. All right, let's get that top lip shaded in. Again, cylinder. And this time, that top lip is going to stay lighter. Now the corners of the mouths, those get pretty dark. So that. That. All right, now. those textures in. I'm at 10 minutes now. I hope that I can get this done in the next 2. So some of these lines that I'm putting in right now are pretty dark, but again, that's helping to create that texture of the lips. All right, so I'm gonna leave that. I would go through, I might darken this in a little bit. But now, for the teeth, I'm gonna draw just the bottoms of the teeth. And if your teeth are a little bit crooked, don't worry. If you've ever seen Tom Cruise's teeth, his teeth are really crooked. And he's a famous movie star, so I'm gonna go 4 teeth back. 1, 2, and I'm just drawing these. Now that third one back is like your eye tooth, and then that last one back there kind of does this thing. So 1, 2, and then your eye tooth kind of comes up a little bit more, and then that fourth tooth back there is almost like a check mark. And then I'm going to shade those in. Mr. Brown, why are you shading those in? Teeth are white. Yep, you're right, but I want to put a highlight in, and in order for my highlight to show up, I got to have contrast. I got to have some value behind that highlight. Otherwise, the whole thing's just going to be a highlight. So I do that. I take my kneaded eraser, dab at it a couple times. And then, last step, I'm going to go through and on the tops, I'm going to put these little triangles, and that's going to kind of look like a gum line. And then this is the fun part, is that the teeth just kind of show up. Like all of a sudden it looks like a mouthful of teeth, and you didn't even draw the teeth. Drew the stuff around it. And now the last part. There we go. Shade in the background of the teeth. That's not the background of the teeth. What? Oh, I can't even talk. I don't even know what I'm saying because I'm trying to rush. And there we have it. Date it. Boom. 13 minutes. Okay. Well, so that was a much faster video. So that's how to draw teeth.